Let's be honest, the madness of the past 3 months, we've seen a lot happen in this space. Obviously, markets have come off, but it's also, been centered on a few protocols kind of coming into crisis, failure. And I don't know, I thought maybe we could start there because you've kind of gone deep on the Terra Luna phenomenon, the Celsius phenomena. We both had Mashinsky on the show in the past, and the Three Arrows phenomenon. And just wondering, maybe we start there or maybe zoom out a little bit on the perspective of this year. I mean, would you definitely bring those protocols up when you wanted to tell the story of 2022, or is it more complex than that?
Well, I will say this. I don't know if I want to start there with somebody who's new to cryptocurrency to talk about, hey, what's a really good play is all these different protocols and projects that really almost collapse the whole market. I think I would start with a little bit as far as like history, start with Bitcoin, start with decentralization, start with the foundations of money, and then kind of work our way up from that. I think that there's a lot of good things in the space, but unfortunately, just like with growing pain, just like we saw with the advent of the internet, there was a lot of bad players in the beginning, and we had to shuffle those people out to grow. And I think these projects, the Terra Luna, the Three Arrows Capital, unfortunately, with the Three Arrows Capital, with that contagion going around, it's like a tentacle getting into all these different projects, kind of collapsing or really pulling back a lot of things. So right now, as I take a look at this whole industry and I see what's going on, if it was me, this is the time I'd want to actually be investing, which would be the exact opposite a lot of people do. They look at things and go, well, here's an example. 2017, numbers go up. Everything is great. I'm going to get on top of that train. And we both know this is how people operate. They go, it's going up. I'm going to ride this train all the way to the top, and then I'm going to follow it all the way down because I don't understand some basic principles. So right now, as everything is going down, and let me be clear, 100% clear. I know people would like me to say that this is going to just be a V-shaped recovery and it's going to be awesome. I don't believe that. I think there's a lot of problems with Three Arrows Capital and the tentacles that they had and the billions of dollars that they pulled in, and they can't pay all these loans back. It's going to start to collapse even more projects. And then the problem with when projects collapse, the valuations go down, and the VCs that invested into these protocols, and this could be top 20, top 50, there's these things called unlock periods. And then as those start to unlock, then there's only one place that's truly liquid, open 24/7, 365. And that's Forex and also crypto. So I think there's a little bit more downside pain. But if you understand that these are just normal cycles, this is the time that you want to say, okay, maybe this is a good position for me to start dollar cost averaging and get into this game because I have a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year outlook. I don't want to just look at like 6 months to get rich, because guess what? Everybody who thinks like that, they're already wrecked.
And how many people out there are willing to buy the lows? These are the people that would have, because there's not many people that don't get excited by that FOMO, and they probably have heard of crypto before, which means they probably would have gotten into that. Very few people are just hearing about it now. So do you ever meet that disciplined investor that says, okay, I am going to start dollar cost averaging at the lows?
No, you don't, because that's how that's how everybody gets into it. Unfortunately, this is Bitcoin and crypto is a cruel mistress. What it'll do is it will lure you in with these promises of massive returns and asymmetrical returns in investing, and you get into it at pretty much the wrong time, because that is when it's the most sexy, when things are going up again. And people get into it, and I did the same thing. The same thing happened to me in 2017, and that's one of the reasons why I started this channel, because in 2017 when I got in, I had heard that Bitcoin was going to $1 million. And it was going to just keep rocketing up. And I heard this from a lot of people. Now, even people like John McAfee, he wouldn't lie to me, but here we are. And then it goes up, and it goes down. And then before you know it, you got people saying, don't worry, it'll just rebound. And it never rebounds because there's this thing called crypto winter. So for me, what I did when I started to invest, because mostly before, again, it was real estate investment. And I thought, well, I'm just going to apply the same principles over there over time. And if I can just ride it out, I think things will be okay. So I told my wife, I said, look, that money that we put into crypto in 2017, now that it's February 2018, we're down about 80%. So here's our options. I can sell everything right now and I can take a huge loss and I can get out of here with my tail between my legs. But I'm not in the business of losing money. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start to dollar cost average, just like we do with different investment properties. We're going to slowly build into it. And then over time, we're going to reap the rewards. I don't know if it's going to come back because in 2017, we didn't have the president of the United States talking about crypto. We didn't have the SEC really clamping down or Congress having hearings and things really moving. We didn't have the Paul Tudor Jones, the big investments, the Brian Roses coming in talking about crypto and those types of things. We didn't have that. We just had a belief that maybe this would be a new type of monetary system. Now, fast forward to today, I mean, things are completely changed. If it was me and I see that where they are, this is the opportunity, I think, for people to get in. And I'm not saying to, sell your house and go all in. I'm just saying that this is probably one of those times that I would look very heavily into crypto and start to invest in those things, and only invest what you can afford to lose, of course. So what I see is people are not going to get in. People like me and you and people watching your show, they're going to understand these processes and say, you know what? This is the time when everybody gets rich in the bear market. Nobody gets rich in the bull market. It's when they just start to accumulate at this time. And that's where all the money's made. And then what'll happen is it's very boring. People will get into it. Another bull run will come. I believe in the 4-year cycles. So once that happens, people will start to sell off. They'll unlock or they'll start to sell as things go up. And as things go down, then all the people that come in 2024 and 25, they're going to be the people like me in 2017.
Right. So you've been through this cycle, so you can speak with knowledge and experience and tell people that this is the time to build.
Yeah. I mean, I think here's the thing, that people who watch our show, it's not just the heavy investors. It's not the people who are extravagantly rich. I've got people who watch my show who are doctors and lawyers, and people are doing pretty well off. And I've also got a lot of people on my show who are young kids, 18, 19, 20, are just getting into the game. There is really no way to become financially independent through a job. And I call a job just over broke. That's really what it stands for, because to really get into that is a very difficult situation. So I think you have to do some type of investing, whether that be equities, securities, whether that be with crypto, whether that be with real estate, REITs. It's all into the person who, what they see themselves investing into and what they feel a connection to and where they can actually put their passion into. But in all honesty, for people to not invest, I think is a mistake on a lot of different levels.